telling the truth, setting ridiculous live goals for everything. All right, listen, YouTube, you're not plugged into my audio, so you're going to get whatever version of me I decide to give you, okay? Thanks for supporting. Oh, you know me. You know me. I really do support that. I'm actually quite devastated by that on a regular basis. I feel like what a what hell it is to know everything that's happening in the world. You want to know something that I don't think like enough American white people talk about, and I can talk about this because I'm American white people, right? Like I could speak on behalf of the white American experience, and it's like you don't realize how ignorant and propagated you are until you realize how ignorant and propagated you are. And I think that's like the fundamental disconnect between liberals and conservatives who have white skin in America is like either you have this moment of reckoning where you're like, holy shit, all my life I've been propagated. Right? Like either you have that coming to Jesus moment where you're like, bitch, what the fuck? Or you don't. Or you like self implode. You're like, it doesn't compute. Fake news. You know, like God, I felt like one of those like cringe people, you know? How many days did you make it out of 365? Well, right now I'm still on like day 30, right? Girl, shut up. I'm sorry, but you were already in my comments with that. Like, damn. I made a post about dating because I have to make bunny fucking posts. Chill, okay? I still don't have a man. All right? Like, really? Like, I'm going to hold you accountable today. I started April 15th. What's today? May 6th? 21 days? Oh, let me invite Tessie. Hi, Tessie. What's YouTube talking about? Oh, I got 5 viewers on YouTube and 2 likes. What up, King T? What up, Edward? Unknown user. Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up, what up? If you guys are just tapping into my TikTok, please help me reach my live goal. I'm trying to get to. I'm doing 57 naughty chickens today, guys. I've got 5 of my 57, so I only need 52 more to go. And if I reach my live goal, I'll do the chicken dance on TikTok, and I'll show you guys my feet on YouTube. How does that make you feel? Just kidding. No, actually. Do you want to know what's crazy? When you talk to those chicks who sell feet pics, they'll tell you that like they sell more feet pics when their feet are like dirty or their toenails aren't painted or like their feet are all like scraped and cut up. And you're like, what? It's called photography. There's like actually a ton of pages. Started what? What do you mean started what? What are we talking about? Hold on. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not following. What up? Oh, I got 10. I got 10 viewers on YouTube. I'm breaking double digit, guys. Last time I did real big numbers on YouTube, it's because I was freestyle roasting everybody who came on my YouTube. But I was sauced, okay? So, like, that, you know, I got to be in the zone with that. Yeah, isn't that freaking crazy? And you know what's crazy is there's always some guy in the comments, you need to stop yelling. You need to stop telling me how to handle my live because you got 46 followers. Like those who can't should never interrupt those who are in the process of doing. And I assure you, it doesn't matter how well you are doing something. There is always some middle-aged YT man somewhere who's mad about it and has to tell you how to do what they can't do. Sir? Sir. When I want to make bad decisions, I'll get back with my ex, okay? Thank you. I swear. Which one? Pick one. It's a flow chart of my mental decline. The algorithm picks up. Right? There is none when it comes to my exes. It's just different flavors of evil, if we're being realistic here. I literally don't. You know what? No, I shouldn't say that. Because I do have some. This is what I will say when it comes to my exes. Some are losers and some aren't. That's it. That's all. Some are losers and some aren't. Yeah, it does. Where people start liking, but you know, people like and they start commenting when you're being aggressive. So like if I'm talking politics and I'm really hyped, I get a lot of viewers. Like I'll do like 300-400 viewers, but the problem is let one person get offended and report you, and there goes your live access getting snatched up. So it's like, damn. You know, I'd rather have a steady flow of consistent people who are actually in tune with the conversation than people who are just watching getting their trigger pulled, because rage bait does crazy numbers. But I'm not like rage baiting, like I'm just a rageful person. I'm not even rageful. I'm just like really like animated, right? So it's easy for people to be like, "Why are you yelling?" And I'm not even yelling. Like I'm not even mad. Like this ain't even yelling. And also when I'm mad, I don't even really be yelling. I'm actually like it's interesting. I love your energy. Thanks, Jesus. Thank you guys for the gifts. I've got a goal. I've got a live goal. If you guys could please help me reach it, of 56 dancing chickens. We're off to a strong start, guys. Then it'll be like, pushing live goal. Matt, renew your live goal. Usually when I reach my live goal, that's it. I was getting screamed at work today. I swear to God, the conversations I be having with people. You know what? I'm going to say this because I got 66 people, 71 people on my TikTok watching, and 2 on my YouTube. Step it up, YouTube. Okay? Like, will y'all be calling call centers or going into like restaurants with waitresses? What the fuck about your brain makes you think that being rude to a complete stranger is going to make you get your way? Like, just really wondering, like, however dissatisfied you are, what is it about your American brain that is like, if I'm disrespectfully rude to some low level employee, I'm going to get my way? Like, if anything, that makes us not want to give you your way. Like, every service job. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Izzy. Just testing your RBF. What's RBF? 104 to be precise. Thank you, Izzy. It is great. Um, they just do that over the phone, but not. No, that's not true, right? I'll never forget. I worked at an automotive repair shop. Okay, I was working at a Honda dealership, and whenever a car comes into the dealership, you're supposed to note all of the damage that you can visibly see on that car. So I would do that because I worked on the south side, and people would be like, "Oh, you guys damaged my car," and then try to get your insurance to pay for it. So like this customer comes in, okay, and like they don't have the button for their odometer so that like you can switch between trips, right? So I notated that. And I had to stick like a really tiny screwdriver in there to like see what the actual odometer reading was on the car. So I notate it and I have the customer sign off on it, because you'll be like, sign off on this. This is authorizing the diag. This is all of the damage that was on the car when you brought it in. So this lady brings it in, right? And then she leaves and she's like, you damaged my odometer. I'm like, no, actually we didn't, because I wrote that down and I pointed it out to you and you signed off on it. No, you guys broke it. It wasn't broken like that before. I'm like, I literally told you it was broken when you pulled in. No, you didn't, right? So then she goes and she gets her husband, and her husband comes up there. This motherfucker gets up in my fucking face and starts screaming at me. I swear to God, at the top of his lungs, in my face, spitting at me, right? Now this is the funny part, because I'm a female. You don't need to press up on me like that in person. That's not cool, right? Like, screaming at some low level employee ain't gonna get us to fucking pay for it, but this is what this guy thinks, okay? He's yapping, his spit is on my face. I'm like, so I snapped, because I don't care, you don't pay me enough. I'm like, get the fuck out my face. This dude gonna tell me I'm not the one to play with. Now keep in mind, this is like a 45-year-old man in a Captain America hoodie and like some green and white beat up dunks, okay? Like he been wearing this outfit since Marvel Comics rolled out, right? So I looked him up and down. I'm like, you sure look like the one with them beat up dunks and that Captain America hoodie. You look like we on the playground still. So of course I'm gonna play in your face. Get the fuck up out my face, right? So I snap on homie. My boss is like, you need to calm down. I'm like, why ain't you calling the police when a customer popping on me? They wouldn't call the police on this dude. So I called my baby daddy up there. I called my baby daddy up there, and I had my baby daddy, because my baby daddy was 6'6", dreadhead, face tats and everything. My baby daddy got up in that man's face and say all that shit that you was saying to her to me. You think it's cool to talk to women like that in life, period, in general? Shit, my boss ain't gonna have my back. He ain't gonna call the police. I'm gonna get my baby daddy on you then, bitch. Fire me. I told him, fire me. Fire me because you wouldn't protect me from somebody assaulting me. Because let's be clear, in legal terms, assault is a verbal confrontation. It's a threat of violence. Battery is an actual violence, right? Assault is a crime. If you threaten to physically harm somebody, that's assault. So you over here in my face, yeah, I'm not the one to play with. I'll do it to you. That's a threat, buddy. And I'm going to take that seriously. And I'm going to get somebody on you right now because you could have left. And man, when I tell you that dude was so soft in that waiting room, no, man, you see, I don't care. Watch how you talk to other people's women. Because some men do not play behind their women nowadays. And that's the type of man I'm accustomed to. And that's the type of man I like. And that's why dating be so hard for me. I swear to God, damn, that's crazy that some man would yell at a woman like that. Right, damn, 6'6", yeah, he needed it. I swear to God. And like my baby daddy was the kindest person when you meet him. Big smile, super personable dude. But 6'6" dreadhead from the south side with face tat, the south side of Chicago with face tat. And like he was really big on like he did not play with me. Like that was like a big thing to him. Nobody could disrespect me. Not his friends, not his family, not somebody on the streets. Like that's my girl, that's my woman, that's who I chose to have children with, that's the mother of my child. Watch how you talk to her. And to me, I was like that with him. I feel like all couples should be like that. Like if you're dating somebody, it is your job to protect them. I don't know like what people be doing nowadays. 6'8". Yeah, I like tall men, but I'm a tall female. I'm 5'8", right? So that's a sick mic you went and bought. It's actually, I don't know if it is or it isn't. So listen to this stain. I bought this podcast pack on Amazon. Okay. So I buy this podcast pack on Amazon and they deliver me everything but not the headphones, okay? So I'm trying to send this shit back because I need the headphones and they like waited a month and didn't send me the headphones. And then they just refunded me for everything. Everything. I'm only 6'1". 6'1" still tall. That was my first husband. The second, someone's tone was disrespectful. He was in there. Yeah. See, I can't date no scary dude. Like I said in that post when I was like, being back trying to date again is really difficult, right? Well, dating after death is difficult, okay? Me and my baby daddy were broken up when he passed away, but we were off and on. So like trying to date after death and grief is like, why are you a single mom? Because you can't take accountability? Like the conversations you'd be having, you'd be like, nah, because he was murdered. Oh, yeah. Okay, calm down, red pill. Some of us know how to maintain healthy relationships. They just got snatched up from us. Um, but like at the end of the day, like that shit is just so weird trying to get back into this dating pool and like everybody hates each other. Like, can we talk about that for a second here? Yeah, men really do. Like, I will say this. Ever since America has kind of flushed down the toilet and everybody's like had this cognitive renaissance where they're like waking up and they're like, oh man, shit's fucked up. You don't have as much of like these stupid gender conversations, right? Like, have you guys ever seen that wifey material podcast where like it's just a bunch of men trying to convince women that abuse is love? Well, men cheat because it's their animal instinct. You're not a fucking animal. You're a human being. You have cognizance. There's a difference. And if you're going to compare yourself to an animal, then don't get mad when I call you a fucking dog, right? Like these were the stupid, frivolous conversations that we used to have, right? But now I feel like now that things are heating up in the economy and politically speaking, a lot of Americans in general are starting to realize that we've genuinely been propagated to hate each other where we shouldn't. Men are propagated to objectify women, like literally to the point where like they don't even realize they're human beings, right? I was listening to this therapist who does like online therapy, and she was telling me about this 80-year-old man that she does for therapy, and he's talking about like he's just being really mean to his wife in the background. And she's like, well, let me talk to your wife, right? Like, let's all hop on and let's all talk about it. And he's basically mad because he's like, she can't cook, she can't do this. She's dying, she's 80, she needs oxygen, she can't breathe. Well, I'm thinking about divorcing her because she can't do what she used to. You guys are a couple years out from kicking a bucket. You know, like men are genuinely taught to objectify women, and women kind of do it to men too in a different capacity, right? I don't subscribe to this, and I know more women who don't than do, but the ideology that men like to promote to justify their objectification of women, like when you're putting the female narcissist on display, it's a woman who thinks that a man is the sum total of his wallet, right? Like there are women who genuinely believe that all a man is worth is what he can contribute financially. But like if a man whittles a woman down to what she can do for him, then the same will go for him. And to me, it sounds like a gender dynamic that y'all deserve, right? Because more often than not, when you see these red pill podcasters and they're talking about like, what do you bring to the table? She's got to be young and submissive, and she's got to have a low body count. She's got to be naive and trainable and all this other stuff. Okay, well then don't be mad when a woman only wants you for your protection and your providing. Where, how big are your muscles? How much are you spending? What kind of house are you buying me? What car did you buy me? How often are you purchasing me bags? Like you can't have this vapid, superficial expectation of women and then not expect the same in return. You get what you give, you know? You are really smart. Thank you. I personally, I said this before on, I did a series where I was like, what are the three main reasons that men get married in the United States, right? And there's three reasons if you ask me. And when I did this, this went stupid viral and everybody was talking about it. So we can have this same conversation here. You never met a northern Midwest man. I'm from fucking Chicago. What do you mean? I've never met a northern Midwest man. I'm in like the northern, hush, sir. Anyways, so this is my working theory, right? Um, Men marry for three reasons in the United States specifically. The most common reason that men get married, in my experience, right? I'm 40. I've seen a lot of marriages initiate and fail at this point. Let's be realistic. Majority of my friends are ending their first divorce. It's because they're ready to settle down, and that's it. They find the best option in proximity to them through a process of elimination. They date multiple women. They find the one who's the most peaceful, the one who contributes the most financially, whatever the case may be, right? Whatever your prerequisites are for what you constitute as being the best option, that's that. So a man is ready to get married and he picks whatever woman is in closest proximity to him, meeting all of the requirements, right? No, not or kids. Slow down. We're talking three reasons. This is reason number one. If you guys are just tapping in, please tap that like, turn me up, and help me reach my live goal of 56 naughty chickens. Okay? I need some naughty chickens, you guys. All right, so reason number one is they're ready and they're going to pick whoever's in proximity to them. And for some men, this is just whatever woman they're dating. Some men don't have a lot of options. Like some women don't have a lot of options. They're just going to go with what's available. They're going to settle down. They're going to make it work. That's reason number one. That's the most common reason that men get married. Reason number two is the might as well marriage, right? Second most common, but not as common. I'd say like 50 to 60% of men get married just because they're ready to settle down and there's a good option in proximity to them. The might as well marriage is like after a man has dragged you through the depths of hell, he's like, I might as well marry this bitch because she's not going anywhere. You know, that's the like, I spent 7 years cheating on her, so now I'm going to marry her. Or she had my baby, so I might as well marry her. Or no matter what I do, she's never going to leave. So no matter what I do, she won't leave, right? Might as well marry her. They settle. Exactly. That's the settling. Like, you know, I can't find the woman I want. And this woman's put up with everything. So I might as well marry her. You know, or like sometimes they're just doing this to pacify. These are the women that give ultimatums. If you don't marry me, I'm leaving. Well, might as well, right? But more often than not, these men have dragged these women through the trenches. And like her, you know, it's a pick me. Because only pick me survive scenarios like that, right? They want to get picked so badly that it's not about who's picking them. It's just the fact that they're getting picked. And that's that might as well dynamic that you see. And the third least common reason that men and women get married overall in general is genuinely for love. You do not see a lot of people who are marrying their soulmate. Most people in modern dating, in dating America, in single America, can't even sit alone long enough to figure out if somebody is or isn't their soulmate. This is why we have apps like Tinder. This is why we have dating apps. People cannot sit alone long enough to figure out who they are, to find themselves in a space where they are actually intertwining with their soulmate. And I genuinely believe that. Social media, keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the Kardashians for that matter, dating apps, things to this extent, it puts you in proximity to people that if the internet did not exist, you wouldn't know existed. It exposes you to a league that you probably don't belong in and aren't going to survive in. It has you with unrealistic expectations. Like, let's talk about dating apps or social media. Again, guys, tap that like button and please help me reach my life goal. I need 56 naughty chickens and I'm at 5. Okay? I'm at 5 naughty chickens, right? But to me, one of the things that I see very frequently is a lot of women using filtered images, angles, lots of makeup. Even cosmetic surgery is so common. It's actually cheaper. I need to get tubes put in my ear. It's cheaper for me to go and get a tummy tuck than it is to get the tubes put in my ear. An actual surgery that I need with health insurance participation is more expensive than for me to get a BBL, right? So half these women don't even look like how they look. And when you're talking about marriage and procreation, I feel like looking like yourself matters, right? That's real. You've got the smoke and mirror angles from women, but also from men. Men present themselves to be more interesting than they are, more traveled than they are, more successful than they are via their social medias, because they can put out whatever version of themselves they want online. It's an edited version of you. You're not actually meeting anybody for themselves, right? Poet, I'm just listening to your whole album again. Oh shit, well that's what's up. 12 years single, I'm the only man probably. Yeah, I'm not staying single for 12 years. I'm trying to go 12 months and I don't know if that's gonna work. I've been chilling for 7 years. God's lining her up. I'm not going that long. That ain't fucking happening. That ain't fucking happening. I feel like that's dangerous. That's dangerous for real, because once you've been single for so long, thank you so much. Somebody understood the assignment. Thank you, TFP Bubble. TFP Bubble. Why was that so hard to read? Jesus. But no, a lot of people, they won't sit alone. They won't sit with themselves. So you're definitely not healing after a breakup. You're just going willy-nilly into the next toxic one. Motherfuckers cannot sit alone for shit. For shit. I know all these girls, why can't I find a good man? Because every time you're fucking single, you hop in the lap of a bad one. Men do the same thing. I just don't have many male friends. I have one male friend. He's engaged now. We barely ever talk. And that's out of respect for his relationship. Because I can't be calling my guy best friend every fucking day while he's cuddled up with his girlfriend. That's just rude, right? But thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you, Nicole. Keep them coming, guys. That puts me at 8 of 56. Thanks, Ron. Oh, it's Ronnie, my producer, y'all. Go tap in and follow him real quick. Lost you, yo. Oh, did a sec. Huh? What? I didn't get that. I didn't understand that shit. But yeah, no, I feel like a fundamental problem that a lot of people have with being single is the capacity to sit alone. I like to sit alone. I like to take breaks. I'm not quick to move on to a new man, but I'm quick to move on a new man, because once I find somebody I like, I know that I like them. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the naughty chicken. Who sent that? Cleaning lady Barbie. I love it. You always on that real talk. Been following you for a minute here. Yeah, I think you have. I've seen you on some other comments. I mean, I've been going viral for about 2 years now. And when I initially went viral because I started talking about relationships, right? Followed your producer. Yeah, you got to tap in. He that gas. There's 126 people. I need all of you to go follow my producer, Ron the producer, right now. He's a little bit up in the comments. You can find me, I'm saying. Ronnie, drop a comment. Leave a heart. Do something. Let him see, you know. Yeah, when I initially went viral, I went viral because I was talking about relationships, but now all this political shit. And I was really political when I was younger, but I haven't been so much. And then lately, all of this shit went willy-nilly. So, how the fuck am I not going to talk about it on a platform with 500,000 followers? Where do you get your information from about narcissism? I mean, a wide variety of people. There's not one in specific. What do you mean? There's a lot of information circulating about narcissism. I'm not like an expert on it, so I don't. I'm confuzzled on that question. Guys, tap in. Help me get 56 naughty chickens. How many do I got? Oh, I got 10. I only need 46 more to go. 46 more naughty chickens. Also, if you can't send gifts, that's cool. Just tap like, show me some love. You know what I'm saying? The chingy guy, ching-a-lang, ching-a-lang, ching-a-lang. Thanks, guys. I always feel weird doing that because I gotta like put my hands up. Like that takes effort. I got my kids running in and out this crib. After I'm done with this live, I gotta go and work out, and I don't want to do it. I just have no motivation to work out. I don't know. But I'm gonna go because I like being skinny. I like being thick. I have a guy you might want to check out. Did you go to school for it? No, I didn't go to school for psychology. I went to school for political science, and I do not want to check out any narcissists. That's a hard pass. I've met enough in my lifetime. I'm good. Enjoy. I'm good, love. Let's not. All right, y'all. Yo, got that gray skies and drizzle there too. I'm in Indiana. No, I'm in Chicago. It's fucking 72 and sunny as shit, and there's not a cloud in the sky. It's beautiful. It's beautiful here right now. My daughter is actually outside on the trampoline with the sprinkler eating ice cream from the ice cream truck. Like, she's just having a great day. Love it. Love it. Well, he educated people to the subject. He doesn't show his face. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, my primary focus is not narcissists. I think I mentioned that once in this live. So, you know, I'm okay. It's sunny as fuck in Indianapolis. Is it warm? Is it warm? Where is everybody watching from? If y'all could just drop a comment where you tapping in from on my TikTok and on my YouTube, I'd greatly appreciate it. Idaho, Toronto, UK. Oh shit, Los Angeles. Wait. Damn, that shit went fast. New Orleans, Virginia, California. Whatever. What's South Village? What's good? Pennsylvania, Germany, but I'm an American. NYC, Geneva, Switzerland. Just take me. Just take me. I'll marry you for a green card to your country, not mine. Okay, my bad. BA, Virginia. What up? Chicago, North Side. I'm on Chicago, South Side. You are now tuned in to Chicago, Illinois on this side. Happy Taco Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to make chimichangas. I'm going to make chimichangas tonight. I'm going to make some chimichangas. All right, let me stop it. You grew up in Elgin. Oh, ew. I lived there for 3 months. Broke the lease and moved the fuck out. Hard pass. Sorry. DeKalb, what's Greg at you and your daughter? What about me and my daughter? Hold on now, sir. What? Be talking about my kid. Oh, that's a normal reaction. Aside Geneva, come over. Don't play with me. I'd be going so fucking fast. You seen America? You see what's happening in America? You know what I can't stand? I can't stand when I'm talking to people from other countries and they'll be like, you don't live in America. You live in the United States of America. Bitch, I ain't never talked to nobody from anywhere in the world who doesn't understand what the fuck I mean when I say I'm an American. I gotta say I'm the United States of American? What the shut up. Shut up. America is a continent. Yeah, so is Africa. People be like, I'm African. And then they'll be like, where from? People are like, I'm an American. Where from? That's like a fucking thing. Shut up. It gets so annoying. Or like, I can't stand it when I'm talking about the status of America and somebody wants to chime in and be like, you guys need to do something. Yeah, no fucking shit. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Like, some of that slick hating commentary. Don't get down on me right now because I'm Queen Capalot. This smoke is for everybody. Did you watch the press conference today with Stumpy about the World Cup? No, I did, however, see the Canadian Prime Minister or President or whatever the fuck he's called checking the shit out of dude. Talking about we're not for sale, we'll never be for sale. That's not a conversation. And, we don't do much business with Canada. We are your number one business partner. You do the most business with us. It's just embarrassing. Or like watching the Italian Prime Minister meet with our president, and she's just like rolling her eyes, all shocked. She refused to even speak in English to him. And honestly, cool, good. That's what she gets, right? But it's so embarrassing watching him interact with all these foreigners because he's just like it's like the quintessential frat boy, right? Like I have this friend that married her, like one of our grade school friends, okay, like total like peaked in high school football, I like Play-Doh ass motherfucker, right? And that's what I feel like the equivalent of our current president is. He's just this dumpster fire of a frat boy. He's what happens when you give too many children participation awards or soft parenting, right? He's just a spoiled trust fund frat boy. There's no other way to put it. When you hear him speak, well, what does the Declaration of Independence mean to you? It's a declaration of love and joy and unity. It's a declaration of fucking independence. My guy, what does it mean to you? It doesn't mean anything to anybody. It's not subjective. It is a document the United States of America used to declare their motherfucking independence. It's a declaration of joy and unity and love. So you didn't even pass fourth grade civics? What? What does them eyebrows mean? It means that your mother's a HORE. That's what it means. Blocked. What are we talking about on here? Well, it was nice talking to you. Have a great day. You too. Take care, unknown user. Thanks for reading my comments. Yeah, for sure. Never before has such a figure been so unredeemable. Yeah, that's an understatement. Unredeemable is you being kind. So, can we also admit that none of the damn politicians are worth a shit? No, we can't admit that. No, we can't. You're not gonna. It's two birds. It's two wings of the same bird. It's the lesser of two evils. Less evil is less evil. No, we're not going to argue that Democrats and Republicans are the same because Democratic outrage got you weekends off in unions. Okay? Republican outrage got you the KKK deputized in 38 states to work with ICE deporting U.S. citizens. No, they're not the same. Right? Okay? Is there bad in every group? Yeah, welcome to fucking humanity. But no, they're not even remotely close to the same, and we're not even going to have that argument. Who is your... I don't have an alternative. To the president? Who's my alternative to the president? A wind-up toy monkey at this point. A chia pet. My big toe. You fucking name it. I'd put Grok as the president. That's ran by Elon Musk. Tomato, tomato. Kanye, right. I'd pick Kanye. Since we keep electing people with cognitive dissonance issues, let's go with Kanye next. Fuck it. Why not, right? Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for the gifts. But no, I voted for Kamala. I'll say that proudly. And she would most definitely be my alternative because she was the most qualified candidate. And if you disagree, it is simply because you hate women and you can't convince me otherwise anymore. Like, I will never forget the time in history when the entire country voted for its decline rather than a woman. That happened. That's real. You can't argue that with me. You can't. And, this is what I said about the last election that he won. Both times he ran against a woman. You have a misogynistic YT man with a criminal history of being convicted of different, schmex offenses. An Epstein Island frequenter, a man who regularly ogles his own daughter. Think about the level of people who are supporting him, and you're going to put a woman up against him. Listen, the downfall of America came when the DNC announced Hillary as a front runner for the presidential election over Bernie Sanders. Because let's be abundantly clear here. I don't care if Hillary was Secretary of State. She's a Nepo hire. She got the job because she married a president. That's it. That's all. She's not overtly qualified. She's not some enthralling candidate. She doesn't give these speeches. She doesn't do lots of work. Like, nothing about her is impressive to begin with. Bernie Sanders was marching with Martin Luther King. The guy has been like the longest running senator in the history of the United States. The homie's on his deathbed, still giving out speeches with AOC. Seriously, he's like 84. He is one bad day away from losing his sanity and purpose included. And that man is still fighting the good fight. He should have been our front runner for the first election. And then we would have never, not once been in this predicament. Who would have followed up and carried on the legacy of Obama economics? Bernie. What would Hillary have done? She would have been the first woman president. Would I like to see a woman president? Yes. In my lifetime, absolutely. But not if she's not qualified. Kamala was qualified. But again, we've seen what this misogynistic YT racist man has done when put up against a woman. Why would you do it again? Why would you think, let me put him up against a woman? And more importantly, a woman of color. And a misogynistic, racist, capitalistic patriarch. Great idea. As much as I'm a Democrat, gee golly whiz, y'all do some stupid shit. People will be like, you know what's even crazier? When people will comment on my post and they'll be like, you should run for president. I am a trap rapper from the south side of Chicago. I got a temper and a mouth. I got scars from my temper and my mouth. Why would you stop thinking that people you like are qualified to be leaders, right? Could I lead a rebellion? Yeah, for sure. Could I lead a rogue army? Yeah, for sure. Could I lead the United States of America? No, I don't even speak another language fluently. What are you talking about? No. Stop voting for people based off the fact that you like them. You don't have to like somebody to respect them. Those are not synonymous. I like my ex. I like doing things with my ex. I don't respect him. See how that works? It's not a popularity contest. It's who is the most qualified for this job. You are interacting with foreign dignitaries. You are we were responsible for the world economy. Now that's been ripped away from us. We will never be influential in global trade ever the fuck again. You guys, women can relate to this. Women can relate to this. You know how a man will like get mad at you and break it off with you and like ghost you or whatever, and they think that they're punishing you and they're making you miss them because absence makes their heart grow fonder? No. You're teaching me how to live without you. We didn't do anything. We didn't punish the world. We didn't win anything. President Toronto Dumpster Fire taught the entire world how to simply live without us. They already didn't like us. They already didn't like us, right? They didn't like us because we're bullies. They didn't like us because we're nosy. They didn't like us because we're pompous and arrogant. They didn't like us because we're ignorant and uneducated. Our culture already offends them. And then you factor in that we don't even admit our history. Like, even with this woke idea that America is woke, America has been woke since, like, what, the 90s? And even then, systematic racism and critical race theory have still been greatly affecting the minorities in America. So it's like, yeah, we'll admit that it's a problem in liberal strongholds and maybe do something about it. But like, I live in Chicago. I have seen what police officers do to minorities in these neighborhoods. I have seen it. I have seen it with my own eyes ever since I was a child. It is real, it is disgusting, and it is disturbing. And I am in Chicago. Have any of you guys watched the movie Sinners? In the movie Sinners, there's two brothers who leave Mississippi to go to Chicago, rack up a bunch of money, and they go back to Mississippi to start a juke joint. And they're riding through the car in the cotton fields with their cousin, and their cousin's like, well, I want to go to Chicago because I hear they don't have Jim Crow. And he's like, Chicago is exactly the same as Mississippi, just with tall buildings and a smile. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? You know, we'll sit here and we'll go balls to the wall and we'll be like, if one person doesn't have due process, then nobody has due process. Right. In a country where we have our constitutionally protected freedoms, if one of those is infringed upon, everybody is. So for anybody to act surprised that this is where they're taking it is insane, because they've been doing it for years, just not to other white people. And now that it could potentially happen to somebody other than blacks in America, it's becoming quantifiable to white people, right? Because on the spectrum of colorism, we're not that far off from Latinos. How did your date go? It was great. I loved it. I had an amazing time. If you guys are just tapping in, please hit that like button, and also help me reach my live goal of 56 naughty chickens. I've got 13. So I'm slowly but surely climbing, and I would appreciate any gifts you guys could send. If you can't send gifts, just go crazy on that like and boost me in the algorithm, right? So everything helps. Woke is white apologizing. Hold on, I wanted to see that comment. So, oh, thank you guys. Thank you. It's a sad woke is white apologizing. Time to back up with the change behavior. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing about it. It's like it. There's a lot of people, a lot of minorities in America who, oh, thank you guys so much for all the gifts. I appreciate it so much. Who are regularly talking about, like, we're going to sit this one out because this isn't our fight. And I know you guys know specifically which demographic I'm talking about if you have eyeballs and you're on the internet. And part of me is like, look, we need everybody to come to the fight. But then part of me is like watching a video of a black protester getting arrested. Now, if you've been to the protests, I've been going to the 50-51 protests. I've been going to the hands-off protests. If you are there in person, you know that like majority of the people going are old and white. Millennials and up, okay? We're talking like 80s and back, right? You don't see any Latinos and you don't see any blacks there. And that's because anytime blacks protest, they're painted in the media as rioting, right? They're villainized every single time, okay? And sure enough, the one time you see a black protest, you see a protester getting arrested, because these protests are peaceful. And when I say peaceful, I've been to a lot of protests. I have never seen protests like this chill. They move slow. It's really calm. The police are super polite. They're smiling. They're blocking off traffic for you to get through. They're not rude. They're not disrespectful. They're not in your face. And why is that? Because it's an abundant amount of white people there. That's why. Because if this was a minority-led protest, where do you think it would go? So when they're like, we're going to sit this one out and let the YT people handle it, yeah, that's probably a good call. But make no mistake about it, there's going to be a catalyst. I sure hope that there isn't, but with summer dropping and more rights being infringed upon, and then we've got the border czar talking about wait till you see what we have in store. They're openly commenting on Fox News about how they want to round up Democrats and send them to the gulag. What? Kind indeed, facts, 100% facts. Thanks. Common sense ain't common. That part. We'll join up when the time is right. Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where it's like when it's the actual fight, right? Right now, these are just demonstrations. This is just a show of force. This is just letting them know the small number of people who are willing to show up and show out, when in reality, it's triple that. But you guys have to understand that things are really critical right now. Like, let's talk about the monumental moves that have been made. And a lot of these are executive orders that haven't passed Congress and Senate, but it's irrelevant because the forces that be are treating executive orders like the law, and they're completely disregarding the Supreme Court and Congress for that matter. Congress is not holding the president accountable, and the Supreme Court is trying their best, but if he just outwardly decides to refuse it, then it is what it is. And some of the most, we got some dude saying that this is, that he is, I don't know what that means. Here's the thing, right? First and foremost, when you sign in the Enemies Aliens Act, you eliminate due process. And the reality is due process for one person eliminated is due process for everybody. Because there's no due process, right? There's no arguing this. If somebody tells you, you're an illegal immigrant and you can't go in front of a judge and prove otherwise, now you are an illegal immigrant, and they're the judge, jury, and executioner. This is what I think a lot of YT people in America are not quantifying. You are getting these people drunk with power. So when you sign the Enemies Aliens Act, due process goes out the window for anybody who is on American soil, period, point blank, end of story. That's non-negotiable. This is not a discussion. It's not controversial. It's not a matter of opinion. Due process is now gone. then they sign away the right for them to need a warrant. And even though the Supreme Court is saying, no, you can't do that, they're still doing it. They're still entering people's homes without a warrant. They're entering their property without a warrant. They are illegally searching and seizing property. Henceforth, the story of what happened in Oklahoma. Thank you, Dante. Please keep them coming, guys. I've got 23 of my 56 goals. I need 56 naughty chickens, okay? So we've eliminated due process. We've eliminated their need for a warrant. So they can illegally search and seize any property anywhere at any time and any human being for any reason at any time. This is real, okay? Then they pass a law stating you can deport U.S. citizens. So now it's not just illegal immigrants, okay? Then they deputize civilians in 38 states. Then they announce that they're now going to get the Army to start working with municipalities to round up illegal immigrants. This is a witch hunt, right? And the border czar has already admitted that he intends on using ICE, municipalities, the Army, and deputized civilians to round up Democrats and put them in a gulag. Guys, this is fascism. This is what it looks like, right? We're here. We're here. It's done. Every single step they needed to put in place to legally do what they wanted to do in the United States of America to whoever they want to do it to is there. And you have to understand what I think is the most alarming thing that everybody should probably be the most outraged about. I do not care where you live. This is what you pay attention to. They are deputizing civilians to work on behalf of ICE. These are volunteer employees. What type of person do you know who is going to volunteer to spend their free time amongst all this economic collapse, barely making ends meet? They are going to take what free time they have and they are going to round up suspected illegal immigrants to hand over to ICE. What type of person is volunteering to do that work? Probably somebody who's very passionate about it. And who is passionate about deporting illegal immigrants? 1 second, I have to text my son back. Don't hang up. All right, my bad, guys. Sorry about that. My children are texting me. But you know, like, hey, how you guys doing? I mean, right. Just making sure. No, this is an actual fact. See, and this is precisely what I say, is that any single time I have a supporter of Toronto dumpster fire hop up on my live, the first thing they say is, this is a lie, this is fake news, what are your sources, none of that's true. Here's the thing, I'm not going to do your research for you. You're an adult. The same phone that you're typing that comments on, you have the same capacity to hop on over to your Google app and type that comment in there. Is it true that 38 states are now deputizing civilians to work with ICE? Really quick Google search will tell you if I'm lying or not, right? Real quick Google search will let you know if Senate voted to deport U.S. citizens, and they did. They did. They absolutely did. Is due process gone with the Enemies Aliens Act? What does have you even read the Enemies Aliens Act? Like, please, before any of you guys ever go and say anything to me about it being a lie, you have to have read these articles, because you can't tell me to do my research when I read 800 plus pages of Project 25, when I read the Enemies Aliens Act, when I read every bill that goes into legislation. You want to know why? Because I hop on the internet in front of thousands of people every single day and I get paid to talk about it. Now, there have been times where I have actually had to redact statements I've made, because I will say this, there is a ton of fake information circulating the internet, social media, but more specifically right now, American media. That's real. The biggest source of false information right now is it's Fox News. They admitted it. They were found guilty to, what was it, like $190 million in compensatory damages for finding that they lied. They lied. to their viewers. And then they went on to say that they're not a news station, they're an entertainment station, so they're allowed to make up narratives. That was their cop-out. That they're not Fox News, they're Fox Entertainment. Again, a quick Google search will tell you. Just look up Fox settlements for class action suit. Like, I can give you the keywords to look it up, but if you're not going to look up, if you're like, what is your source? And I cite my source and you're not going to look it up, you're not here to learn. You're not even here to have discord. You're not here to have a conversation. You're not here to come up with solutions. You're here to pull triggers because your favorite thing is pissing off libtards. None of us are pissed off. You don't merit that type of reaction. Because when you have a low IQ and you're like, I'm going to pull their trigger, we're like, okay, that's like arguing with your pet rock, right? That's like getting offended that an inanimate object is doing something other than it was designed to do. Because essentially, when you're asking people for a source and they give it to you and you refuse to look it up, you're as useless as an inanimate object that doesn't do what it's designed to do. You're like a vase with a hole in the bottom of it, right? Like, what is the point? What is the point of your existence, of you being here, of you initiating this confrontation? Nobody is like this idea that I drink libtard tears while your farms are being sold at auction, while your unions are being dismantled, while your constitutional right to freedom of press is being infringed upon by the very own station that you tune into and pay with your attention every single day, that freedom of speech is up to community standards for whatever social media platform you prefer, right? This idea that you're offending us while voting away your rights it's absurd, because this is the reality. The line has been drawn, right? Blue states are thriving economies that bail out red states. Without us, your Department of Education didn't have any money. Your infrastructure falls apart. Your Medicaid, your low-income housing, your Link card, your Medicare, your Social Security benefits, your veterans benefits, your survivor benefits, your disability benefits, your food pantries. Every single federally funded program that red states thrive off of comes specifically from a blue state economy, because we constantly have to bail you out. Texas had to get bailed out to the tune of $38 million. You want to know what New York grossed the prior year? $39 million. Essentially, the only reason that America is in a deficit is because of red states. That's true. I don't make this up. Blue states bail out red states. So if blue states decide to break off into their own, or they stop paying federal taxes and they stop adhering to these federal programs, because if I have given you money that you have taken, if you take an income tax checks everywhere else in the world, taxes are specifically collected to maintain society. Things like infrastructure, education, and healthcare. So everywhere else in the world will take an income tax out of your check, and then they will invest it into infrastructure, which is public transportation, right? Then they'll invest it into healthcare, and then they'll invest it into education, which is not only just education for your children and the organic lunches that the rest of the world can agree is a necessity for children, but also your college education, because the advancement of your society is contingent upon higher learning. The rest of the world understands this. Every blue state in America understands this. Do you know who does not understand this? Red states. They will argue that what are your income taxes supposed to go to? Your municipalities, your police officers, your fire department, your infrastructure, your roads, your railways, your public transportation. It's supposed to go to your children's education, to the higher education, and to your health care, different benefits for the elderly, things to that extent, right? Medicine. This is what the rest of the world allocates income taxes to. This is what every blue state agrees that they should go to. However, only red states in the United States of America are okay with their income tax checks being sent to fund a genocide, to pay for a $94 million military parade, to go to a $300 million security detail specifically for golfing trips. That is real. We have a $94 million military parade coming up for his birthday. We have a $300 million budget allocated to his security detail specifically he went golfing for entertainment purposes, such as him going to the Super Bowl or him going to the Indy 500 or him spending 28 of his first 100 days in Mar-a-Lago. These are all verifiable facts. Again, a quick Google search. You can't flag this for misinformation because these are verifiable facts. And if you guys are tapping in, please help me reach my life goal of 56 naughty chickens. And if you can't send gifts, send likes and boost this in the algorithm, right? But this is the reality. Like, FEMA has been completely defunded. And this is the craziest part to me, is like when we say you're voting against your own self-interest and then you're defending it. Why? Why? Right? If FEMA has been defunded, historically speaking, geographically, we don't need history. We can go off geography. The global warming you guys refuse to admit exists has now warmed the oceans up to a point where we're getting storm surges into Tennessee and North Carolina. That hadn't happened in 100 years. There was one instance of that. The damage was so detrimental that they are going to be able to see that storm surge embedded in the bedrock for the next 100,000 years of geological discovery in that region. That is real. That happened. They have completely defunded FEMA. You know what we don't have in Chicago? Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, wildfires. Guess where else they don't have that? New York, Massachusetts. What are you guys doing to yourselves? You're cutting your Social Security. You're cutting your low-income housing. You're cutting your farms. You're cutting your unions. You're cutting your veterans benefits. You're cutting your FEMA. And you're saying, this is what we voted for. No, what you voted for was racism. What you got was what you wanted to happen to them. FEMA, you could say FEMA's a joke all you want. When your house blows away and there's nobody there, whether it takes 2 to 3 years for you to get that money back or not, when there is no reimbursement, tell me how much of a joke FEMA is. I know the red tape that comes with dealing with FEMA. I've seen it. It's not lost on me. But now you get nothing. Nothing. When your house blows away in a flood, go cry to the person you voted for. Tell them. Because it was more important that he had a security detail to go golfing than you get reimbursed for your home that was destroyed, that your insurance won't pay for. Because guess what else they won't do? On top of allocating funds to FEMA, they won't regulate insurance companies to do what they're fucking paid for. How absurd is it in the United States of America that I have to pay for health care, but it doesn't cover the cost of my surgeries or my medicines or a broken bone? How do I pay $1,000 a month for me and my children to have a Blue Cross PPO, which is supposed to be the gold fucking standard, and I'm still $25,000 in medical debt? How do I pay for homeowners insurance, but it doesn't cover me if I flood? What? It's to insure my home. Well, if we paid out these claims, we'd go out of business. Then figure out a new fucking business model. I pay you to take care of me in the event of a natural disaster, but you specifically exclude natural disasters that are specific to my region. What the fuck is that? And people will justify it. This is the craziest part about communicating with a lot of Americans, is this is things that I have been saying for the longest period of time on my social media. And people used to argue, well, this and that, or another thing. The infringement upon your constitutional right to freedom of speech under the guise of community standards. Well, they're a corporation and they're allowed to set up whatever the fuck they want. No corporation in America should be above the Constitution. I don't care. If this is media, mainstream media, social media, free speech should be there, contrary to your community standards. It's really as simple as, if you don't like it, don't watch. Right? They won't regulate our insurance. They won't uphold our constitutional rights. Corporations are more important than communities. Hands down. That's America. What makes the corporations happy? Who cares about the cost of the community? That's absurd. Florida life, a Social Security employee. I'm livid that we have this felon destroying the agency while Congress does nothing. Congress right now has got to be the biggest joke. And that's why I have to remind everybody that, oh shit, I was supposed to look this up and I didn't. Jasmine Crockett is running for head of the Congress Oversight Board, which would allow her to launch investigations, subpoena documents, and bring criminal charges. It's the Oversight Board for Congress. So we all got to vote for that. Congress is absolutely complicit, Jake. You are 100%, and same with the person on my on my YouTube. Thank you for the gifts. Oh, guys, I'm almost there. I'm at 25 of 56. I only need 31 more to go. Yeah, turn me up. Turn me up. Give me give me some naughty chickens, you guys. But I can't stress this enough. You guys have to like we have to tap in. We have to take over midterms. We have to take Congress back. It does not matter what state you are in. You guys are like this is beyond like who you voted for anymore. Moving forward, you need to course correct. We need to have that conversation. It's time. It's time. I don't want to offer quarter to any supporters. I want them to die on the hill that they voted for. But the reality is, they will if they don't vote differently come midterms. Midterms are imperative at this juncture. That is something that we cannot snooze on. The only thing is, I think to bring criminal charges, they have to appoint a prosecutor. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen, though. There are some people who are genuinely not afraid. Good. We need them. There are people who would be enthused at that opportunity, right? It's what it is. Let's get it done. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you. Ooh, look at that, look at that, look at that. 29 more to go. 29 more. Vote for Jasmine Crockett. Wow. What's wow about that, Jesse? What are you wowed at? When you go to vote for Jasmine. You know what? Actually, I'm not sure. All right, YouTube. I'm going to hang up. You guys can hop on over to my TikTok live because I've only got 4 followers here and I need to look some stuff up, okay?